G'day YouTube, Turbo Tristan here, and today we're going to pull down this D16Y4 that I picked up locally for 50 bucks. Okay, so as you just heard, I did pick up this engine locally for $50. It's a stock standard, much lower kilometre D16Y4, which is the same engine I have over there in the Civic. My engine's got around 330,000 kilometres. This one's got around 200,000 kilometres. I picked this engine up because I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to forge it. I'm going to do a set of pistons and rods, a sleeve, some valve springs and retainers, maybe grind the cam, then I'm going to turn it up to 20 PSI or more if it can take it, and really wind this thing out on the track and break some hearts with it. So the factory engine, I'm still getting that tune, I'm still running that engine until it blows up. I've heard from good authority that they last quite a long time on around 13 or 14 PSI. I'll be running E85, so that means that the engine's going to be stronger and last longer and have a bit of knock protection as well with the higher octane fuel. We all know it's not going to last forever, 300,000 kilometres. I'll be very surprised if I don't spin a bearing once we turn it up on the dyno at Stix's. If it lasts the dyno, it'll be going straight to a Tampered Motorsports track day and see if we can bring our lap times down from 1 minute 45 down to 1 minute 35 with any luck. It's a big ask, but we're going to be tripling the power, so should be achievable. So the story behind this engine is I put a wanted to buy ad up on the Victorian Honda parts sales. A guy by the name of Cameron Williams reached out to me straight away. He said he's got 3 engines to choose from, 50 bucks, come pick it up, get it out of my garage, I need the thing gone. So I rushed around to find a ute, borrowed one off the brother-in-law, shot over to Cockatoo where Cameron lives. He's got his own Honda specialty workshop. All he does is Honda swaps, mostly specialises in B swaps, but doing a lot of Forge D series turbo builds, B series turbo builds, and also K swap and K series turbo engines, as well as NA, hill climb cars, all that sort of thing. I'm going to put a link to his Facebook and Instagram in the post below, so make sure you check him out. His business is called Yama, that's Y-A-M-A Racing. It's on Facebook and Instagram. It's about 40 minutes drive from where I live, but well worth it to pick up an engine, and the guy knows everything there is to know about Hondas. So really good guy to know and very, very helpful. So thanks Cameron, thanks again for the engine. We'll do you proud and we'll put some big power through it. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip off all of the stuff that I don't need. I'm still going to leave the oil in it, the head on it, and the pistons in it. I'm not going to pull that apart until some of the parts arrive or till I order some more parts, because I want to document everything, make sure I know how it comes apart and goes back together again. I have pulled down engines before, but never an engine like this, so we're going to make sure that I don't lose any parts or mess anything up. So I'm going to take all the stuff off the back of the engine, off the front, off the sides, all the distributor, all that sort of stuff's going to come off, and we'll just leave it as a short block. So this is the reason why we're going to forge the motor and turn the boost up. As you can see, these are the tiny little con rods here. Definitely they're going to bend under some boost, which is why we're going to keep it on wastegate pressure, which we're already hitting 12 PSI there. I have a feeling it's a 1 bar actuator, so around 14.5 PSI, which should be fine. Stix will tune it perfectly so it'll last a long time and I can have some fun in it. But these are the tiny little pistons, and we're going to replace those with some cheapy Vitara pistons. There's a Speed Factory kit out at the moment which has slightly longer rods which give you higher compression, so a bit more torque in the motor, and also they'll be forged so they'll be a bit stronger, a bit thicker, a bit wider. And there's a new kit where you don't have to notch out the bottom of the block, so we'll be going for that. Fresh rings, fresh pistons, fresh bearings and fresh rods. So great news, the YouTube channel has reached 326 subscribers, so it's growing every single week, so thanks so much guys, really appreciate it. I have had a lot of help from my friends with purchasing the turbo, the catch can, some sensors and some other things in the car. and they're just people that are friends of mine or subscribers that want to help the channel grow and see me do good things and see me push the car to its limits. So if anyone's got some parts that they want to showcase or test or try or want to sponsor the build, please reach out to me on YouTube in the comments section, and then you can add me on Facebook and we can get chatting. So I would really love to partner up with someone for the rods and pistons, cam regrind, any cylinder work that needs to be done. Otherwise, I'm just going to give it a quick hone with the drill, clean the head with some flat sandpaper on a flat surface, and bang it all back together and see what happens. I don't want to spend a lot of money on the engine and machining side of things, nor do I want to spend a lot on the pistons, rods, rings and bearings. I do want to make the engine a lot stronger. I don't want to spend a lot of money, but I do want to put some decent parts in here so we can push the boost up and the engine will last. I've ordered a block guard already. I've got my eyes on some valve springs and retainers. I've found the piston rod, ring and bearing set that I want to get, which is the Speed Factory longer rods with the Vitara pistons, which everyone does that. That's the YouTube eBay build, is the Vitara pistons in these, which are a cast alloy or a forged alloy piston, which is a lot better than the factory ones, but still nothing special. Also, if anyone wants to buy any parts locally, I'm in Melbourne. I'll be selling the injectors, the fuel rail, the distributor, the leads, all the covers, all the pulleys. I've got a top radiator hose. I've got all the wiring loom here. I won't be needing any of that, so that's all going to come off today. So if anyone wants anything, any sensors, I've got O2 sensors, let me know. Hit me up in the comments or check me out on the Honda pages on Facebook and you'll find me. All right, let's put the time lapse on and start pulling this bad boy apart. You can see here inside the intake manifold, a little bit of oil breathing through there, but it's not too bad. I've seen way worse. And you can see the gasket there where it goes. So not a lot of room for porting, but maybe I'll get a polish up. We'll see. Depends how bored I get. Okay, so the intake manifold's off. A little bit of some crusty stuff there, but I wanted to show you this thing. This is like a breather catch can thing built into the back of the engine. It's very hard to see with the engine in the car, but this is the bit that I had a bit of trouble with. So when you boost the engine, the crankcase pressure ventilation system would force pressurized air out of here, because no matter how good your engine is, it's always going to breathe a bit of boosted air past the pistons. And it was actually pushing air and oil vapor up through here and out this way. So this thing needs to go if you're turbocharging your B or D series. It's basically just a breather from the sump into the intake. It's a lot of the reason why you get a lot of oil and soot in here, but I'm just going to pull that off now. There's 2 or 3 bolts here. They're really difficult to get to with the intake manifold on and with the engine in the car. Took me forever to undo this one nut here. But now, only seconds. So I've got a bung in the engine that's in the car with a dash 10 fitting. The other one's just underneath here, down beside the... Now actually there is a few more bolts you have to undo if this is in the car. You do have to undo these bolts here, because there's a bracket that gets in the way here, like some kind of a brace that supports the back of the intake plenum. But then that just comes out, wiggles out, and there it is there. This one's in great condition. There's no goop in the bottom of there, and there's no oil dripping from here, but you get a lot of oil leakage on the back of B and D series motors. Gonna get rid of this. There is still oil in the engine. Hopefully this doesn't dribble anywhere, but it's in the road. There we go. How good is this oil pressure sensor? It looks brand new. That dust cover's never been off, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to use it in the other engine. For now, all of this stuff can stay. I don't really want to remove the water heater pipes. This is from your water pump here, pumps through here. When it comes time to put it all back together, I will unbolt here and reseal this and change all the gaskets and stuff. The ports look really good, so I'm not sure if I'll touch those. They're nice and clean. I can't really make them much bigger. I can probably polish all of this out to where the gasket goes. But yeah, they look pretty good. Nice and very clean on this motor, so I'm really happy with that. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of another video. Sorry there was no content on the Civic, but it is running. Everything's sweet. I've just got to get the time and the money to get it down to quick bits and get it tuned properly. Evan from Uni Group is still helping me out. We're doing a little bit of street tuning every couple of days, so just tweaking around with it, make life easy for everyone, and also get to drive the car, but nothing's really changed there. Just waiting for time and money. I've got it booked in on Wednesday to get the exhaust moved and changed so it doesn't vibrate the whole car apart around that sway bar, so that's all sweet to go. But yeah, I hope you liked the teardown video. We've got all the manifolds off now. I can't believe just how clean this is in here. The whole valve train, everything's beautiful. Really happy with that motor. It would have been a great engine just to swap over, change the front and rear seals, and off you go. But I'm going to build it. That's the plan. I thought I'd have a crack at undoing this 19mm bolt, but here, as you can see, there's a special tool that Hondas have which locks the crankshaft, and then you rattle gun that out there. But I don't have that, so I'm going to have to track that down or borrow one off somebody. Yeah, everything else looks pretty good. For those of you playing along at home with your D series, these are the timing marks here and here. Just there's 3 notches, and that's how you do your timing. You get that to line up with these, and that's your timing there. Back of the engine looks great. I've got a whole bunch of wires. I've got a full loom. That loom is absolutely complete. There's nothing missing on it. There's no cut wires or anything, so if anyone wants one of those. I've got an ECU, P2K ECU, O2 sensor, everything's there. We've got injectors, the O-rings, fuel rail, fuel pressure reg, rear main seal cover, and a dizzy with a cracked cap. So I just need a new cap for that. top radiator hose. I've got plenty of spares. This is the intake plenum. I'm going to clean that up. All of these fittings here I'm going to take out and get weld-on fittings done there. I'll take that down to Trick Fab and get them to weld on the right fittings there, or I might just tap them out and put some fittings on there, and I'll block off all of these ones and move extra fittings at the back so it's all hidden and nice and tucked. Probably weld this cover over, so take out that bung and clean that up. Port this out, give that a good clean, but everything else looks great on this engine. So one day it's going in there and it's going to be turned all the way up to 12. But yeah, thanks for watching. Another week or so and we'll be on the dyno at Quick Bits. So we'll be definitely taking you along for the ride. So thanks very much for watching. Take your finger, click like, click subscribe. Don't smash it. No need to break it. I don't know why these YouTube guys keep telling you to smash buttons. Just push them. Just like, just subscribe. And we'll see you around in the next video. Thanks guys. See you later.